There's a painful truth most women learn only after it's too late. They push away the good man, the solid man, the man who would have walked through fire for them, until the day he finally walks away for himself. And that moment hits her harder than any breakup, any argument, any silence she ever tried to weaponize against you. Because good men don't explode, they don't lash out, they don't throw fits, they withdraw in stillness. They leave quietly, respectfully, with a calm that feels like a funeral for a future she never realized she was burying. And the shocking part is this: she never believed you'd actually go. She thought your patience was permanent. She thought your consistency meant you'd tolerate anything. She thought your loyalty was unconditional. But nope, even the strongest man reaches a point where his heart whispers, enough. And that whisper is always the beginning of the end. For her, not for you. Because when a good man walks away, he doesn't come back the same. He doesn't come back begging. He doesn't come back waiting. He comes back wiser, colder, calmer. And suddenly, she sees him through a clarity she never had when she thought he'd always be there. Before we dive deeper into the psychology behind why women push away good men until they lose them, make sure you like this video, comment, "I honor my worth," subscribe, and turn on notifications to become a Stoic soldier. Now, let's begin. In her mind, you weren't just kind, you were constant, and that's where everything started to shift. She mistook your gentleness for lack of boundaries. She mistook your patience for a guarantee. She mistook your loyalty for something you'd never reconsider. She got used to the version of you who always said yes, who always showed up, who always stayed even when she gave you almost nothing back. Not because she's a bad person, but because human nature becomes entitled to anything it believes is permanent. She assumed your effort required no fuel, no reciprocity, no emotional return. She assumed she could pull away and you'd move closer. She assumed she could stop trying and you'd try harder. She assumed she could dim her effort without losing your light. And while she was busy believing you'd never reach a breaking point, she never noticed the slow fading happening inside you. Your energy draining, your hope thinning, your heart getting tired of carrying the connection alone. To her, you were simply the good man, and she didn't realize good men leave too. They just leave quietly. There's a dangerous illusion she lived inside. The belief that no matter how far she pulled back, you would always find your way forward. She thought your heart operated like a rubber band, stretching without ever snapping. She assumed your forgiveness was infinite, your love unconditional, your patience unbreakable. So when she tested you with distance, she expected the usual response. Your warmth rising to meet her coldness, your effort increasing to compensate for her lack of it. She believed she could retreat, withdraw, detach, and you'd be waiting right where she left you. Not because she didn't value you, but because she believed she'd never truly lose you. In her mind, losing a good man wasn't even on the table. She thought your consistency meant permanence. She believed your emotional reliability meant you'd always give one more chance, one more conversation, one more try. But what she never considered is that even good men have limits. And once a good man quietly reaches his limit, he doesn't warn you, he changes. And that change is always the beginning of the end she never saw coming. It doesn't happen overnight. Taking you for granted is something that slowly creeps into the spaces where appreciation used to live. At first, she noticed everything. The way you listened, the way you cared, the way you supported her even when you were tired yourself. But as time passed, familiarity dulled her vision. Your effort became expected. Your presence became routine. Your emotional support became the background music to her life. Always playing, always there, barely acknowledged. She stopped saying thank you because she assumed you already knew she appreciated it. She stopped reciprocating because she trusted you'd keep giving regardless. She stopped cherishing the moments because she thought there would always be more. And the saddest part is this: she didn't even see the shift happening. She didn't see how her expectations grew as her effort shrank. She didn't notice how her comfort turned into complacency. She genuinely believed you'd never leave, so she stopped acting like someone worth staying for. And by the time she realized her behavior was pushing you away, the version of you she took for granted was already fading into someone stronger, someone colder, someone she could no longer predict or control. In her mind, your patience wasn't a choice. It was proof. Proof that you had nowhere else to go. Proof that she was the center of your emotional world. Proof that you needed her more than she needed you. She mistook your loyalty for scarcity, believing that if you truly had options, you wouldn't have been so devoted. She thought your commitment meant other women didn't notice you. She thought your consistency meant no one else could ever inspire you. She thought your focus on her meant you weren't a man other people admired, respected, or desired. And that was her biggest miscalculation. Because patience doesn't mean lack of options. Patience means discipline. It means self-control. It means you cared enough to give the connection room to grow, even when she gave you very little to work with. But while she was assuming you couldn't do better, you were quietly evolving into someone who could, and eventually someone who would. She didn't realize she was projecting her own insecurities onto you. She didn't realize your silence wasn't desperation, it was observation. And she definitely didn't realize that once a good man stops trying, it isn't because someone else replaced her. It's because he finally remembered he could replace the situation. Withdrawal doesn't announce itself. It doesn't explode. It doesn't slam doors. It doesn't leave evidence behind. It happens quietly, internally, like a dimming light she doesn't notice at first because it fades so gradually. She doesn't realize your replies are shorter because she assumes you're just busy. She doesn't realize you stopped initiating because she thinks you're giving her space. She doesn't notice you stopped opening up emotionally because she believes you're just tired. She interprets every sign as something temporary because she still believes you'll always bounce back. What she doesn't understand is that the good man doesn't withdraw to punish. He withdraws because he's depleted, because he's tired of carrying both sides of the connection, because he's finally seeing the imbalance he ignored for too long. By the time she senses the shift, by the time she feels the coldness, the distance, the silence, it isn't a warning shot. It's the aftermath. It's the part where the damage is already done, and the man she pushed away is no longer the man standing in front of her. And when she finally tries to reach for you again, she finds a version of you she doesn't recognize because you're no longer reaching back. It's one of life's harshest truths. People rarely recognize the value of stability, loyalty, and consistency until those things vanish from their daily life. When you were there, listening, supporting, caring, she barely noticed the emotional weight you carried for her. But the moment your presence disappeared, the silence became deafening. Suddenly there was nobody to reassure her, nobody to check in, nobody to calm the storm inside her. She starts noticing the emptiness your absence leaves behind. She feels the lack of your warmth in moments she expected you to be there. She misses the comfort she once overlooked. The stability she took for granted now feels like something she can't find anywhere else. Other men don't offer the same patience. Other men don't bring the same emotional safety. Other men don't match the effort you once gave effortlessly. And that's when it hits her, the realization that she didn't just lose a guy, she lost a rare kind of man, a man who showed up, a man who cared, a man who meant what he said, the kind of man women spend years searching for after pushing away the one who already loved them. By the time she feels your value, she's forced to face the truth. Your absence says more than your presence ever did. There's a moment, quiet, brutal, undeniable, when she finally understands something she never believed could happen. The good man doesn't circle back. Not this time. Not after everything. She reaches for you in the same ways that used to pull you in, but your energy doesn't move anymore. She tries to recreate the moments that once made you melt, but your heart no longer responds on command. She sends messages with a softness she never used before, hoping to reignite the connection, only to feel the sting of your calm, detached replies. And that's when she realizes the truth she spent months ignoring. You didn't walk away to make a point. You walked away because you were done bleeding for someone who never noticed the wounds. She sees now that your silence isn't revenge, it's healing. Your distance isn't anger, it's clarity. Your lack of reaction isn't pettiness, it's peace. And nothing terrifies someone more than realizing the person they once believed would never leave has finally accepted a life without them. By the time she wants the man she pushed away, that man no longer exists. The version of you she took for granted died in the process of you rediscovering your worth. And now she's left standing in the shadow of her own choices, wishing she had loved you better when you were still reachable. When she looks at you now, she doesn't see the man she once pushed away. She sees the man you became because she pushed you away. There's a new stillness in your voice, a new calm in your eyes, a new strength in the way you carry yourself. You listen without absorbing. You respond without chasing. You care without losing yourself. You've evolved into a version of yourself she never knew existed, and the distance between who you were and who you are now is too vast for her to bridge. She senses that the emotional access she once had is gone, replaced by boundaries she can't charm her way past. She realizes that the softness she took advantage of has hardened into discipline, that the affection she overlooked has transformed into purpose, and that the patience she misinterpreted has become self-respect. She sees the man standing in front of her and feels a truth ripple through her chest. He's no longer mine to hurt, influence, or access. And that realization cuts deeper than any breakup ever could, because she isn't just losing you, she's losing the version of herself that only existed when you loved her. And now we arrive at the point she never expected to face. The moment she sees you choosing yourself with a level of certainty she can't undo, reverse, or negotiate. This is the transformation that happens when a good man finally reaches the end of his patience and steps into his power. You're not bitter, you're not angry, and you're not out for revenge. You've simply reclaimed the energy you used to pour into someone who never recognized its worth. That shift is what makes you untouchable. You move differently now, calmer, sharper, more intentional. Your boundaries aren't walls, they're standards. Your silence isn't punishment, it's peace. Your distance isn't coldness, it's clarity. You've stopped giving half of yourself to people who offer you fractions in return. You've stopped fighting to be understood by someone who never tried to understand you. And you've stopped showing up for someone who never learned how to show up for you. This is the essence of Stoic Energy. The man who knows his worth doesn't plead for validation. He doesn't chase inconsistency. He doesn't collapse under emotional tests. He stands tall in who he is, and the world adjusts to that strength. Whether she regrets losing you or tries to get you back no longer determines your path. You're already walking a higher road, one built on self-respect, discipline, purpose, and inner calm. And any woman who enters your life from this point forward will have to meet you at that level, or watch you walk away with the same quiet strength that rebuilt you. If this message resonated with you, Stoic Soldier, make sure you like this video, comment, "I honor my worth," subscribe, and turn on notifications to join the brotherhood of men mastering their emotions, their power, and their purpose. Thank you for watching. And thank you for choosing yourself.